The city of Pompeii and its mysterious story. How did the city of sins disappear? Near Naples, Italy, there was once a very rich and prosperous city. Being close to the sea improved the city economically and improved the living conditions of the people. The city was part of the Roman Empire and was ruled by the Romans. However, the life of the city and its people is not long. In AD 79, a volcanic eruption destroyed the city in 15 minutes, leaving no survivors, and for nearly 1,700 years no one knew of the city's existence. In this video, we talk about the city of Pompeii, which was tragically erased from history. Vesuvius volcano. Vesuvius, of course, did not erupt overnight. In general, at the time when volcanoes were discovered, it was not designated as an active volcano. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano that arose on the Italian peninsula as a result of the tectonic collision of Africa and Eurasia and has been erupting for thousands of years. Although it is not intensively activated, its destructive power is great. For example, during the activation in 1780 BC, millions of tons of lava erupted, throwing ash and rocks up to a height of 35 kilometers. A prehistoric disaster almost wiped out all the cities around the mountain. The city of Pompeii experienced the same tragedy exactly when the volcano was active. In fact, the volcano was activated many years ago, warning with earthquakes and small eruptions. A great earthquake occurred in 63 AD, but this event was welcomed as normal in the city of Pompeii. Because the city of Pompeii is in a tectonic zone, earthquakes often occur here, and people were already used to it. City of Pompeii, AD 79. In AD 79, 16 years after the first major earthquake in Pompeii, Mount Vesuvius became active again. But this time, it seemed as if the pressure of years had accumulated in the mountain and counted the days to erupt. The total destruction of the city of Pompeii was very dramatic. Because the people of Pompeii did not understand or even care about the initial signals of a volcanic eruption. By the time Vesuvius erupted, it was already too late. Pompeii was unprepared for this event. After the eruption of the volcano, the city of Pompeii is under its influence with the force of the wind. In a short time after the explosion, volcanic clouds spread over the city of Pompeii, rock erupted from the volcano, pieces of petrified lava, ash, gas and dust clouds completely immobilized the population. The power of the explosion was so high that it released 100,000 times more thermal energy than the atomic bomb that exploded in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Volcanic ash and gas covering the city caused people to be poisoned by inhalation. Although the volcanic eruption lasted for 2 days, the city of Pompeii was destroyed in just 15 minutes after the explosion. Because any creature exposed to pure hot air of 200 to 250 degrees can survive for only 2 to 3 minutes, but if volcanic ash enters the respiratory tract, this time will decrease even more. Exploding Vesuvius at that moment put 3 cities under hot lava: Pompeii, Herculaneum and Stabia. Even if people searched, they could not find shelter for themselves. Some were burned alive, others were swallowed up by the ground, and others were suffocated by smoke and ash. As a result of the lava, volcanic ash and gases that covered the city, everything that existed here was petrified and remained as it was until it was discovered. Life in Pompeii. The city of Pompeii was a rich city in those years, described as a paradise very close to the island of Capri and the sea. Moreover, due to its location and proximity to the sea, it was one of the cities with the highest level of trade. The city of Pompeii was the place where the elite, intelligent and wealthy people of Rome lived. The city was not part of the Romans before, but after the establishment of Roman rule, it became one of the cities of entertainment and gambling. 60% of the population were rich, and 40% were slaves. The city of Pompeii was also famous for slave wars, where slaves killed each other. All kinds of atrocities were allegedly happening in this city. Brothels operated on almost every street of the city. Showy houses, palaces, harbors and theaters showed how rich this place was. Inside the city, everything was installed for the comfortable living of wealthy people. About 20,000 people lived there, and half of them were children. Legends about the city of Pompeii. There are various legends and stories among people about the city of Pompeii and its tragic disappearance. No one could escape from here during the volcanic eruption. Although some ran towards the sea, the waves threw people towards the volcano due to the tectonic movements, so people generally had no way to escape. There are many stories told by people about Pompeii. The most famous of them is Pompeii's reputation for forbidden sex. According to legend, Caligula, who once ruled the Roman Empire, fell in love with his sister. Therefore, in ancient Rome, the view of sexual relations changed completely. People could easily marry each other anywhere. Pompeii was a city where forbidden relationships were more prominent in Rome, where fun was abundant and sorrow was absent. On the day of the event, Pompeii's last day, life continued as usual. Although there were a few light earthquakes, the residents did not care and continued to enjoy themselves. People lost their heads due to corruption and drunkenness. They did not see anything and were indifferent to everything. From the polytheism of that time to the later celestial religions, all say that the horror of Vesuvius was the wrath of God, because the most corrupt period that history has seen coincided with those years. Sexual relations knew no boundaries. Not only en masse, even in the market, on the street, people used to get married en masse. The worst thing is that incest has become a common thing among people, and same-sex relationships have increased. Therefore, according to the belief, the Vesuvius volcano destroyed the city in a short time, did not allow people to leave their entertainment, and did not allow anyone to escape. According to the belief, the city is so cursed that things stolen from it bring bad luck. Some tourists even sent back the pieces they took from here with letters explaining that they had failed. The city of Pompeii today. Pompeii is located near the city of Naples, about 25 to 30 kilometers away. Its rediscovery in 1748 and special protection until now attracts about 3 million tourists here every year. According to geologists, the reason for the rapid death of people was volcanic smoke and sulfur gas. The reason for their petrification was that the volcanic dust hardened and the lava completely covered the city. The lava had molded people, causing the molds to remain the same even as their bodies decayed. So it looks like some people have full body details. The Italian government is spending millions of euros on the restoration and research of the city. As a result, it is one of the rare historical places that have survived. When visiting the city, you can clearly see Mount Vesuvius. This volcano is still active, last erupted in 1944. According to scientists, in fact, Vesuvius should erupt now, because the tectonic processes on the mountain have increased. About 3 million people live around the mountain. The Italian government offered people money to move here, but they refused. Therefore, the government has prepared emergency plans for the evacuation of 3 million people in the event of an eruption.